It's been a long, long time, but we finally have our Bond back. What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting, where we hunt for the good reels so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad. As you guys know, the guys at Good Real Hunting have been doing the Daniel Craig James Bond review series as of late. We've dropped Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace already. We're a little bit behind on Spectre, and Skyfall will be coming up as well too. In reverse order, of course. But I actually had the opportunity of going to an advanced premiere screening today of No Time to Die, and I am dying to talk about it. So I wanted to hop on and do a really quick, spoiler-free review. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. Just want to kind of let you know what I'm thinking about at this moment, first reactions. So let's get into this thing. We're going to start off with the good stuff, and I got to give mad props to the marketing department for this thing. We've had some pretty solid trailers for it, and a lot of promotional materials, and they managed to really not spoil anything about the movie. And this movie is full of potential spoilers. I mean, full of potential spoilers. Some things they could have used to probably get more attention and things like that, and they chose not to. So I'm going to give those props out there. One of my favorite things about this movie is the freaking score by Hans Zimmer. Absolutely knocked this thing out of the park. I would say this is without a doubt my favorite Bond score in the modern era. There's some great ones back in the day. This one competes with it. Really, Hans Zimmer does what he does best, right? And he brings this movie out to the next level. So there's, within the score here by Zimmer, there's a few different callbacks to older movies. One of my favorite moments score-wise in this movie is actually it's replaying John Barry's theme from On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Subtly, it's not out of the, it's not knocking you out of the, it's not doing anything crazy with it, but it's there subtly during, a conversation or something like that. And this is a song, it's a theme, it's one of my favorite themes in the whole franchise. I've been waiting on it to make a comeback since freaking On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and they teased it in the damn Spectre trailer. They played it in the Spectre trailer, but they did not put it in the movie. They just rehashed the Skyfall trailer music instead, which was kind of disappointing. But after those two movies, really having similar scores, Skyfall and Spectre, this one feels so fresh and adds so much life and energy to the movie. Let's go ahead and talk about Daniel. Let's go ahead and talk about Daniel Craig a little bit here, okay? This is, in my opinion, his best performance since Casino Royale. He comes back. You can tell that his heart is in this production, which is very, very good to see after Spectre, because I kind of feel like he cakewalked through that one and didn't really take it too seriously. This one, he's full freaking Craig, baby. He's back in business. He's looking good. He's sounding good. He's brutal again. He's ruthless again. This is his freaking swan song, man. And he's taking it seriously, and he's rocking and rolling. And I think he's great. Love seeing that. We all know how good he can be, so I'm not going to harp on it too much. But he was great. I think one thing that really stood out, another performance in this movie that really stood out, would be Léa Seydoux, Madeline Swan character. And this is a character I really liked in Spectre, but I didn't think the performance was really anything to write home about. In this movie, her performance is freaking out of the park again. I don't know where this was in Spectre, but in this movie, she is on fire. She has a gripping performance and really became one of, if not my favorite Bond girl in this movie, combined with the last one. Now, she does have the benefit of being in two movies, whereas, most, if not all the other Bond girls have only been in one. So she has that added benefit. But with this movie, she's freaking amazing, man. Absolutely loved it. And I also love the fact that within the story here, they did some things to flesh her character out a little bit more. We learned some more things about her. She becomes, another protagonist alongside Bond here. Of course, Sam Raimi's here as the villain, as Savon, whatever his name was. Either way, he's here as the villain in the movie, the Bond villain. He does a really good job. I think if I had any kind of complaints about his character, it would be that it was a little bit underdeveloped. But I think overall, with what they had here to work with, it's already a 2 hour and 48-minute movie, and he's not. He's introduced more quickly than Christoph Waltz was in Spectre, but he's still, there's a lot more story going on than just his side of things. So, he's there. They do the best with him that they can. I think his performance is absolutely amazing. Really, I never thought I would say this, but he really puts Christoph Waltz's performance as Blofeld to shame. And particularly in Spectre, and again, he takes it up next notch. He's probably my second favorite villain of the Craig era, I would say. behind, of course, Javier Bardem in Skyfall. So he did a very good job, very intimidating in this thing. He does a really good job of kind of getting under your skin a little bit, and I love that. Lashawna Lynch here, coming in as we guys know, this movie, when it starts out, Bond's kind of on, a hiatus. He's retired and living in Jamaica. We've seen that in the synopsis, so no spoiler there. Lashawna Lynch comes in as the new 007 since he's retired. She does a really good job in this thing. Again, huge role for her. She very solid in the role. She bounces back and forth with Bond quite a bit. A lot of good dynamic between the two of them. They work well together as, that kind of, the two agents together. I think does a really good job. So I was excited to see her do, have a huge role in this movie, and I think she did wonders with it. She really did a good thing. Of course, the other supporting cast was great as well. Talking about Jeffrey Wright and Arma de Armas was really good in this thing, and of course M, Ray Fiennes and Q and all those guys were great. Moneypenny, of course, fantastic stuff from her as well. But let's get into my boy Cary Joji Fukunaga. Now, after Sam Mendes did the last two movies in this franchise, this was a huge breath of fresh air. Not that Sam Mendes is a bad director. He's one of the best, right? He's fantastic. No complaints with him. But Spectre, again, alongside some of the characters in the movie, I thought he was kind of just cakewalking through that thing, kind of rushed through it, kind of more of a money project than a passion project. Cary takes all that away. He gives us something that he can be proud of. He's definitely put a lot of heart into this, and you can tell by some of the stuff that he puts in here that he's a huge Bond fan, because there's callbacks to multiple movies. Like I said, on Her Majesty's Secret Service is referred to multiple times in this thing, which is great. It's one of my favorite movies in the franchise, so that was fantastic to see. There's actually a nice little callback for, I think it's For Your Eyes Only, with a car scene in the movie. Again, that's pretty fantastic, and kind of getting back to some of that brutalness we've talked about. And, he's also, if you're familiar with True Detective, he's really good with dark, material here. And, this movie does get dark. It's one of the darker Bond films, I think, because, obviously with the way, things kind of unfold with the villain and everything like that, it gets pretty intense at times. And there's a lot of dark themes here, a lot of dark elements. He does a really good job with it. And on top of that, his action sequences are superb. Some of the best, again, in the Craig era, I think. There's a couple sequences. We've seen a lot of them in the trailer. You can kind of get a glimpse of them there with the way the cinematography is. In the trailer where he's shooting that, there's a car that flips over and he shoots it, that whole sequence was amazing. The ending of this thing, again, I'm not spoiling it, but the ending battle is an hour long, so it's fantastic. I mean, it's I don't know exactly how long it was, but it just keeps going and going, and it doesn't get boring, which is another thing about this movie, is the pacing is solid. There's not a lot of times where I see a 2 hour and 45-minute movie and I'm dying to go see it again like I am here. So I think that's a good sign, and I think it uses every bit of that runtime up, in my opinion. I think it moves at a rapid pace and keeps going. A lot of good, the action's in there throughout, so it's breaking up some of the exposition and things like that very effectively. And I think at the end of the day, yeah, man, this nearly 3 hour movie flew by for me, and I'm excited to check her out again. So that's another thing, with everything going on. There's a lot of story being told in this thing, but it doesn't get bogged down, in my opinion. So yeah, so props to Cary Joji Fukunaga in this thing. Very good debut into the Bond franchise, and thank you for putting so much heart into this. That's all I got to say. So in closing, I mean, he puts together here a very mature Bond flick. I think it's one of the most mature, if not the most mature Bond movie of all of them, which is, it's a good change of pace. We've kind of seen that with these Daniel Craig movies. They get a little bit more personal, and they get a little bit more, they dig into Bond as a character a little bit more, and we get that here. So for that reason, I love this thing quite a bit. I think this is a great character movie for Daniel Craig's Bond. It's it's up there with Casino Royale as far as his character dynamics go. So I mean, for me, I think it's a better character-driven movie than Skyfall was. We'll get into the rankings, which one I actually liked more here pretty soon, whenever we get to that point. But a lot of great stuff there. So with that being said, it's time to go ahead and rate this bad boy. As you can tell, I'm excited about it. I cannot wait till my fellas here at Good Will Hunting see the movie so we can do a full spoiler discussion about it. So be sure to check that out. That'll be right around the corner. I have a lot more I would like to say about it, but I'm trying not to spoil anything. So I'm really excited to talk about it some more. As you can tell, I've been thinking about this thing since I got out of the theater, so can't wait to go back and see it. I recommend you guys go see it. I personally am giving this thing a golden reel. 5 out of 5. First one since 2019.
I love gold. The look of it, the taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
It may change. I might be freaking just over pumped right now because it was great and I had a good time and it's Bond. Oh my gosh. But right now it's a 5 out of 5. We'll see if it stands there when we do the spoiler review. Absolutely loved it. Wouldn't really change anything about it. And can't wait to see what happens next, man. So what did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below once the movie comes out for sure. Yeah, let me know if you're excited to see it. If I made you more excited, I hope I didn't make your freaking expectations go through the roof because that's not my goal. I'm just pumped, man. I just saw it and I got out and I got to talk about it. So I'm excited about it. Let us know what you think about it. We're excited to hear your thoughts. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Twitter, Snapchat, Apple Podcast, all that stuff. We'll put that link in the description for you to find down below. And of course, check us out for the rest of the Bond series coming out. Spectre right around the corner, as well as Skyfall, and a ranking, as well as spoiler discussion once No Time to Die comes out. So we can't wait to have you on that journey, and we'll see you guys soon.